Yay! I'm back, and I hope that you all are ready because I'm about to do what I've been doing. I'm loving this. I'm loving the feedback because you guys are excited and you're happy to hear somebody finally giving you real conversation about things that are actually real to you. So, some of you, this may be your first video, and I've been lacing everybody with all of these wonderful tips about sex. So I was like, okay, I gotta keep it coming, I gotta keep it good, and I know that I'm giving you some good stuff because you guys are telling me that. And I said, I think I need to switch gears a little bit. So I am going to give you a tip today, this evening rather, but it's going to be a little bit different than what you've heard before. So I can tell you to lay out candles, drink wine, do chocolates, compliment, send text messages, do all of these different things, but there's one dilemma. If you don't have this one key thing down, nothing anybody tells you, pastor in the pulpit, marriage retreat, counselor, book you read, it doesn't matter, period. If you don't get this one thing down, everything else will crumble. So what is that thing? Okay, well, before I tell you, let me just gauge something, okay? Follow me. When you think about this kind of woman in this kind of scenario, tell me what's the first thing that pops in your mind. So to imagine, okay, there are two ladies, they sitting, they chilling together, they talking, the kids are in the other room playing, they kind of just hanging out, and the other woman says, girl, what's wrong with you? You don't seem like yourself today. And she's like, girl, I got a headache out of this world. And then the other girl says, oh, well, that ain't no problem. I got some ibuprofen, Advil, Tylenol. What you need, girl? I go get it for you. And then the woman responds, girl, please, shoot, I need some vitamin D. I need some for real headache medicine. What's the first thing you think if you hear a woman respond like that? I mean, put it in the chat. Put it in the box. I can see it. I want you to let me know. If you want to think about giving me the decent answer, how about we do it like this? What do you think when you hear a guy? He chilling with his homeboy. He like, man, what's good? He be like, man, it's just been one of them weeks. Man, I'm so tired. It's just me, all my clients, I've been tripping. I need to wind down. He be like, hey, man, I got some beers or whatever, in the fridge. You want one? He like, man, please, I'm finna go slide up in something. I need to get myself right. What do you think when you hear people that respond like that in just regular conversation? Look, I'm not talking about being vulgar, raunchy, or nasty, but there are some people who don't have a problem at all expressing themselves sexually in their conversation. Now, nobody's put up anything yet, but I'm gonna tell you something. Help me out. Even if you join this feed later, put it in the comment box because I want to know what it is you're thinking. But when a woman talks that loosely, we usually think that she's a freak. If we ain't thinking that she's a freak, we thinking that, okay, she need her some Jesus or something like that. If it's the man, we be like, oh, he a dog. We know he get around. He has no control. He seem like them ones that, he probably got him 2-3 pieces on the side. We have negative associations with people who too openly express themselves sexually. Now, why is that? I'm going to tell you because it impacts people, and you need to listen to what I'm about to tell you to get you to the next level. If you fall in one of these categories, if you are, I don't care, atheist, agnostic, Muslim, whatever, and you're married to a Christian, and you be having some little spats in the bedroom, what I'm about to tell you, it's going to break down why. If both of you all are Christian, and you having that drama, you need to know why. If you're the Christian, but you happen to have married a non-believer, you need to know what I'm getting ready to tell you. And last but not least, you none of the above, but you have been exposed to some Christian concepts. What I'm about to explain to you, you need to understand, you need to hear this. Unfortunately, Sex has gotten the wrong rap, and it is looked at and perceived as a bad thing, and there's nothing but negativity around it. If your roots are even slightly associated with Christianity, there's a negative root that's in your mind that will not allow you to go to the next level with your spouse unless you have taken control of your own research and you have your own level of sexual freedom. You don't believe me? Give me 2 seconds and let me prove it. Now, first of all, some of y'all already feel me. You know this. And if you do, come on, put the comments in. Let me see what it is that's on your mind, what you think and how you feeling. If you feeling me, like that part right now. Listen, when you at church, when the word sex comes up, when does it usually come up? It usually doesn't. Unless it's laced in some extra decorations. Sexual immorality. We don't even use the word sex. We use fornication. We use adultery. We use save yourself for marriage. But how often do you just even say the word? So if you can't say the word, if you can't accept the word itself, how all of a sudden do you go to lay down with your spouse and your belief system is rooted in Christianity, but now all of a sudden you're going to let loose and you're going to be free? Even if you do let loose and be free, it's going to be some collateral damage after it because of your negative associations. You're going to lay down, but you're going to wake up with guilt. Some of y'all might be saying, wait a minute now, August, I got a good pastor and he or she will mention sex and they do say positive things about it. Most of y'all, come on, keep it real. Whenever the door is open to have healthy conversations about sex, it's usually leading up to a marriage retreat. It's usually leading up to because it's someone special, it's their anniversary or something. But come on now, y'all, in the church, when is the last time you saw a pastor get up in the pulpit and say, you know what, we gonna have a message today? It's a lot of drama, it's a lot of attitude having females up in here, and I'm gonna tell you something. You all are up in this church too often, and you praying and you fasting, and you need to take your butt home and you need to go lay down with your husband so you can loosen up, because this estrogen is driving me crazy. You need some testosterone. Now, they ain't gotta say it like that. But for real, when is the last time you heard that? Look, every time the church talks about sex, there's a negative connotation behind it. You cannot keep hearing a message that's negative and then try to flip that thing and make it positive. And I'm not mad. I'm not blaming the pastors. I'm not blaming anybody. I love you guys, but you want to know who I'm blaming? You. I'm blaming you because your knowledge and your insight about your relationship is your responsibility. For those of you that are super saved, there's no more high priest mentality. No one tells you, and no one is the link for you to get to God. You are the link to God, and you got the Bible in front of you. I'm sorry if you guys didn't know it, the Bible is extremely erotic. Everybody knows that Christians will tell you that the word of God, I know, because let me clear the air, I am a Christian, whether people like that or not. Yes, I am. But Christians will tell you the Bible is the inspired word of God. So how about you get you some for real inspiration? You want a sex tip today? Your sex tip is open up your Bible and for once in your life have an objective to see something beautiful about what God has to say about sex. Because the last time I checked, he said breasts was like clusters of grapes. He said men should enjoy them for the rest of their lives, and that men had thighs that was like strong towers and brave chest and mountain beards. Excuse me, I think I'm starting to sound like Scandal or some of the TV show the way that I'm talking, right? God is very erotic. He is in love with sex. He started off creation with a man, and before he gave a whole bunch of people, he decided, I'm going to give a man and a woman, and I'm going to say that the bond going to be so tight that the man should leave his mom and daddy and cleave to his wife. So if that's what's necessary to get you to the next level, why aren't you? It's plain and simple, because I already broke it down. You are constantly being fed a message that is anti-sex. When you got a problem with a girlfriend who says, you know what, I don't want no Tylenol, I want some vitamin D, that's what's gonna get rid of my headache. When something like that bothers you, you so saved, you know earthly good. Because I'm not talking about going out and saying, I want to do this position with my husband, I want to do this way, and I want to do this that way. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you should be comfortable being free and talking about sex. That's the difference with you before you got saved and now. Now look, think about it this way. Do you send your child to school for the teacher to say, when the A comes up, you do not say buh. And when the B comes up, do not say duh. And when the C comes up, don't say no. No one sits around and teaches you what not to do all the time. The teacher keeps on saying no. The A says you can get it. Come on, the B says buh. If you train it to be an athlete, you don't want a trainer that says, okay, well, I'm gonna just tell you right now, you can't eat no fat, you can't have no sugar, you can't have no sodas, you can't buy the wrong kind of shoes, you can't use the wrong form. It's like, excuse me, when are you gonna tell me what I can do? Tell me I can eat plenty of fruits and vegetables and water, and specifically what's the best type of running shoe. Show me what my form should look like when I actually get out there to run. The expectation is for someone to tell you how to do it right, not how to do it wrong. And here's the thing, some of y'all might be like, okay, well, August, if you really saved, you know about the spiritual battle, you know about them demons, right? Yeah, I know all about that stuff too. So how about the way you eradicate that, if that's where you really are sold out on? How about you get rid of that thing by taking the message and putting it in front of the singles anyway? Because a lot of you will say, well, I'm not going to discuss that and I'm not going to say that, we're going to have a Bible study today and we're not going to touch that because we got a lot of people in here, they're not married and we just don't want to stimulate the flesh. So how about we just save that for another time? No! You talk about it right then and there. If you sit in front of a single person who in love with the dude she been with forever and wondering why he won't commit to her, and she's sitting there having issues, and you sitting there telling her, baby girl, let me tell you, I don't know what happened to Larry when I married him. I thought the sex was good before, but he got ownership syndrome. Now he really knows that it's his thing. I mean, literally like on a piece of paper. I can't just walk out the door and leave him. He be handling that thing differently now. When they hear that kind of conversation, then maybe they might be like, you know what? He don't handle it right and he don't treat me right because he ain't had to put his name on it. We're supposed to celebrate what we do, and we can celebrate what we do in a positive, sexy, grown, classy fashion and have an impact. I ain't trying to be funny, but why is it that we are always afraid, Christians, to do something if we're supposed to have so much power and authority? What we do is supposed to overrule the evil spirits. It's supposed to overrule the negativity. So why is it that we always cower down and we don't speak our truth when we think that the enemy might raise up? Do you see the craziness and the contradiction? And let me just put this in here. Notice how I said the flesh word. That's another thing. Why we can't say sex? Because I'm going to tell you what we do. We always talk about the flesh. Once again, you cannot enjoy sex with your spouse if your only association with the word flesh is from a Christian perspective, and you don't have one of them good pastors that don't have a problem talking about it, because you're going to keep on hearing the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Once again, subconsciously, you have an association that when you surrender to your flesh, that you're being weak. And so you can't surrender to your husband or your wife in the bedroom and you think that you should fast and you should pray and you should do all of these other things because you don't want to appear like your flesh is weak. Flesh is such a very generic term. It's so freaking general. Church people, maybe we should go and get another interpretation of the Bible and stop of the Bible and stop reading it. Because when you think flesh, you think skin. When you think skin, take out the K, you think sin. Are you tracking me? So all of this to say, when I get through giving you all of these tips that I've been giving you, you can lay down the candles, you can spread out the sheets, you can cut on the music, you can do all of those things. But if you have negative connotations that you have not addressed, and you are a Christian, you are going to stunt the intimacy in your relationship. unless you take ownership and you look in that Bible and you see how much God is in love with the get down, you gonna be struggling, okay? There aren't enough tips to give it to you because you're going to lay down one way, you're going to get up another. So if you're living in this fallacy where you believe that sex is, immoral, bad, and you are, the way that you prove that you're a good person is because you go on this pursuit for God, and it causes you to leave your spouse behind, you ain't approaching God anyway. Now that's a little bit of a deeper teaching that I get into in the webinar this weekend. Not even really getting ready to go into all of that right now. But I mean, hello, it's your book. I mean, mine too, but I'm just saying, you cannot love a God you haven't seen and you hate a brother that you do see. So let's take that to the next level. You cannot love a God that you haven't seen and you disgusted by your one flesh connected spouse that you see every day. So I know things took a little bit of a twist. I know that I've been giving all these powerful, impacting tips, and they've been great, and they've been getting down inside of your psyche. I know that what I just did kind of probably tore you up in the core because I challenged everything that you say that you believe as a Christian. But here's my thing. If I'm lying and if I'm wrong, put it in a post. Let me know. If I'm infecting people and I ain't teaching the truth, put it in a post. And you let them know. But it's time to understand that there ain't nothing wrong with talking about sex. Everybody else is doing it. Sex is our thing. You understand that? The world, as the Christian church puts it, they took our thing and put a little paprika on it. They put a little extra stank, instead of just saying sex, they saying F and screw and blank blank. But that was ours from the beginning. Take your stuff back. Till you take back your mind, you ain't gonna have it going on in the bedroom. So I hope you appreciated the tip. I promise tomorrow morning, maybe it'll be a little bit more fun, but trust me, you needed this. So if you liked it, share it, give it a thumbs up, smiley face, all that good stuff. People, all I'm trying to do is get the right kind of information out there to challenge beliefs and heal relationships. I love my husband. I'm just a regular person. If I can enjoy my marriage, you can enjoy yours too. Deuces.